All right. There we are. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I hope everybody is doing well. Actually, I want to grab this because I want to share that with you. All right. So, we're going to talk about the whole situation with Israel and Hamas and Lebanon and all those good things in a little bit here. But before we get into that, it's funny too. I'm looking at the number of people in the stream with it. We're waiting, and it's a lot lower number than normal, which I find interesting. So I wonder how much YouTube actually put out the notifications to let people know. So, but yeah, that'll be interesting. But anyway, so just more games. YouTube likes to play their little games. I'm going to tell you what, when I put out the video, and we're going to get into stuff here in a minute, guys. But when I put out the video talking about the prepper get together, I noticed that one didn't get put out there like other videos did, and I thought that was kind of interesting as well. But what are you going to do? That's part of what we have to deal with. But I noticed that there seems to be a suppression of, heaven forbid that we're going to get organized and get together and have a get together and enjoy each other's company. They don't want us to do that, of course. All right, so before we get going in here, guys, I want to remind everybody that if there's any interruption with the stream, that I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. I want to make sure I put that out there right away. Again, you may not get notifications, but if we get bumped off here, I will get right back on right away. Secondly, I want to remind everybody that this is a very family-friendly oriented channel, so I would ask you all to be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. If you can't follow those simple rules, the awesome people that you see lit up in blue will boot you out of here because we're just not going to tolerate any nastiness, okay? All right, so a couple of updates I want to give you guys about the Prepper Get Together. Now, I guess I was calling it Prepper Fest, and a buddy of mine said you can't call it Prepper Fest because some group out west has that term locked up or something like that. So we're going to call it it's going to be what I'm going to call it is going to be the second annual Prepper Party is what we're going to call it. So that because we're going to make this an annual thing, okay? So I plan on having this every year. If this works out good at this venue, that's what we're going to do, and we're just going to have a fantastic time and do that. So it's going to be the second annual Prepper Party. So I got some information for you guys. Now, I went downtown today. Downtown, small town. They have a hotel down there. And I spoke with the people that run the hotel, and I told them, yeah, Prepper Palooza. That's right. Yeah, exactly. We can call it whatever we want, but we're not going to use, there's not going to, I had some T-shirts made up. Okay. That's another thing that I actually did today too, that will be available at the get together. So if you want a T-shirt from the get together, there we go. We're going to have that there for people as well. So, just putting that out there ahead of time as well. But anyway, there's a hotel. Some people have talked about they wanted to stay in a hotel. This hotel is literally less than 5 minutes away from where the Prepper get together is going to be. Okay. And I wanted to give this information out. So if people wanted to reserve their reservation ahead of time, all right. The hotel's called Logan's Inn. It's Logans Inn. All right. The phone number for Logan's Inn is 585-335-5840. Okay. And that's in Dansville, New York. The contact person that you want to contact and talk to is going to be Kay. All right. Her name is Kay. And so what they're going to do is anybody that calls uses the code PrepperNurse1. You're going to save yourself $20 on your stay. They normally charge $99 a night. She said she would do the discount of $79 to $79 a night. So just putting that out there ahead of time. So if you are looking to stay in a hotel and not stay at the camp itself, that's one of the things that I set up for you. So just putting that out there, trying to make it convenient for people as possible and a way to save money. And it puts money in the local community as well, which is always a good thing as well. So it's a win-win for everybody. Okay. All right. So what else was I going to tell you? I'm going to give you some other updates. I'm trying to think. Oh, I had one of my subscribers. So I talked about at the get-together, there's 3 different places for bonfires. So one of my subscriber has said that they will donate the money to get quite a bit of wood. And so they said they don't want that to be an issue. So we're going to have plenty of wood. So nobody's got to worry about bringing wood for the bonfires. We're going to have plenty of wood for the bonfires. So I wanted to put that out there too. And that person wishes to remain anonymous. But that's going to be, we'll have 3 different spots we can do bonfires every night. And so they're just going to be cool. No, the camp does not close at night, Delbert. Delbert Jones said. He goes, Ed, does the camp close at night? No, we have the camp, guys. We got the camp for all 3 days. Friday night, we have all day Friday. We can start coming to the camp at 10 o'clock Friday morning. So we have the camp all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. Everybody has to be out by 10 o'clock Monday morning. So we can, if you are staying at the camp, and you want to do a bonfire and be out there at 2 o'clock in the morning, that's perfectly fine. The only thing, like I said, I would just say, please be respectful of other people, that are trying to sleep and not be, hooting and hollering too much, and I think I'm pretty sure the kind of crowd we're going to have is going to be a respectful crowd anyway. So, but we'll have fun. I think it's going to be a blast. I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be a really, really good time. So just putting that information out as I continue. So again, anybody that's watching doesn't know yet, the Prepper get-together is going to be July 16th, 17th, and 18th. Okay, it's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The camp, you can stay at the camp. It's not going to cost you anything to stay at the camp. I've taken care of that part of it, okay? They are going to be offering meals at the camp, okay? So $5 per meal if you want to do that. So again, that would be something that you would need to let me know ahead of time if you plan on doing that, okay? So I'm trying to get everything lined up and get things squared away. I've already had a lot of people email me. I have not answered one of those emails yet, I'll be honest with you, but I will be, okay? Just because I'm trying to put things in place first to give you guys the information as I get it. But people are already calling and reserving that, yes, they're going to be there and stuff like that. You can bring a tent. You can stay in a tent. If you have a camper or an RV, you can bring those as well. Okay, there is not hookups for RVs though at the camp. Just letting you know ahead of time. All right. So anyway, so that is that part of it. And I think, like I said, I think we're going to have a blast. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So, all right. So, oh my God, I had to laugh. I laughed so hard today, guys. I'll be 100% honest with you. So, our esteemed president contacts Israel and says, I want to make sure I say it right. He tells Israel he expects a substantial de-escalation in the Gaza conflict. Okay, so that's what so right after that happens, what does Israel do? They do hit a bunch of targets in Lebanon. Now, some people, are supportive of what Israel's doing. Other people are not, obviously. I'm going to put it out here right off the bat. I absolutely 100% support Israel's right to defend themselves. Okay. When you have people surrounding you that their whole intention is to kill you, you have that right to defend yourself. They keep talking about how Israel is bombing intermittently and hitting civilians and stuff like that. Well, if Hamas did not build their defensive things around schools and hospitals, there would be a lot less civilian casualties. Okay, that's my opinion on it. Just putting that out there ahead of time. Again, you can either agree or disagree, and that's perfectly fine. You have the right to your opinion. I'm going to give you my opinion on this topic. So if you don't, if you are not pro-Israel, that's fine. You don't have to be pro-Israel, but like I said, when you were surrounded by people that want to do nothing but harm to you, and the reason that Israel did strike Lebanon today was because some rocket attacks continued from Lebanon. Now, there's a couple things here that I'm going to talk about that you can't make this stuff up. You really, really can't. Okay. So Hamas has set their, I got to read this right. Hamas lays down its terms, right, for a call for a ceasefire is calls for the ceasefire to get louder. So Hamas is saying these are our terms. Okay, so one of their terms was the mosque in Israel. Okay, and it's Al something mosque, and I probably would butcher it if I said it, so I'm not even going to try. Um, the Israeli police and military had gone into this mosque. Okay, and so obviously they were very upset about that part of it. So they're saying that one of their terms of a ceasefire is that Israel police and military promises never to go set foot in this mosque again, which we both know that's not going to happen, number one. The second term of their ceasefire, what they're calling for, their second term is the people that are living in disputed East Jerusalem that have been there since the 1950s that are people are being evicted, okay? Because Israel's taken that area and they want to do what they want to do, so they're evicting these people. Well, some of these people have lived there since the 1950s, so they want those people not to be evicted. That one I get. I'm not insensitive to that plight of people living in an area and then being told that now you got to go. So, you know, Tracy Smith, I stand with the Palestinians. Children aren't a threat to Israel. Oh, Tracy, that's okay. You have the absolute right to your opinion, and I'm not gonna say anything. And but again, that's what they will use, the ploy of children. But at the same time, if they could, they would kill every Israeli man, woman, or child that they could get their hands on. And those rocket attacks are just targeted against whoever they land on. They're not targeting specific targets in Israel. They're meant to do as much harm in Israel as they possibly can. So if that was happening to your people, would you not feel, and this is just a question, would you not feel that you would have the right to defend yourself in that type of a situation? They have that right. Sorry. If you disagree with that, that's perfectly fine. You know, yeah. And this, Randy Romines just said, Hamas hides behind women and children, and that's exactly what they do. So that when casualties come in, when a target is attacked, then they can, say, oh, look at these horrible Israelis are killing all the women and children. Again, Ed, what's the real reason we are there? We're not, we've been back in Israel from the very beginning because, realistically, let's be realistic. Who runs this country? You know what I mean? So that's kind of how that has always gone on. And, the casualties of war will always be women and children, JJ just said. And he's 100% right. You're always going to have women and children being killed in any kind of conflict, anytime. But like I said, and I want you to think about this, guys. And I was talking about this today. And so we're talking about this situation. Now, the leader of Israel, Netanyahu, and I'm probably saying his name wrong, but that's, who I mean. He is in this big political scandal, all kinds of issues. So how do you distract from that, right? How do you distract from that? Well, the way to distract from that is go to war against your enemies. And so you're going to have the support of the people for that. So again, there's always more to the story. There's always more to the story than meets the eye. There's always an ulterior motive and stuff like that. So if you can deflect and attack your enemy, and here's the thing is, if Hamas, the West Bank, and all the other places weren't a threat, why do they keep attacking Israel then too? So again, it goes both ways. It always goes both ways. And at the end of the day, it's always about control, who wants what, and stuff like that. The Palestinians are pissed off still that land was given to Israel. And so, and I get it. And so again, so let's talk about that. So wouldn't you be mad if somebody come in and took your land and said, no, now we're giving this land to somebody else? I said, we did that in America. We came in here, we took the land from the Indians, and we said, now it's ours, get out. Or put them on reservations or kill them, we did that here. So, it just, the victor goes the spoils. It always does. The victor always writes the rules too, sadly, but that's the reality, So, but let's see Uh, I like Lady Kickboxers. Tracy, maybe if they cared about their own children or anyone's to start with, they would draw them into this conflict. Exactly. They wouldn't bring them in there. But they do it on purpose. They use those as, human shields. And that happens too. You got to understand that region of the world has been fighting for thousands of years. Thousands of years. And they will continue to fight. They apparently like fighting way more than anybody else does. But, and you look at, you're always going to deal with money, power, greed. It always comes down to those things, control, and that's what happens, unfortunately. So, and here's the other thing too. Let's talk about Tlaib, right? Our congresswoman who's from Palestine, and she's, like all up in arms, and it's not our place. It's not our place to tell Israel what it should do or shouldn't do. If somebody was threatening us, we're going to defend ourselves. That's the bottom line. And I'm going to tell you what, like Jen F says, I stand with Israel. I'm the same way. I stand with Israel. I'm sorry, they got a right to defend themselves. Now, if you want to see, and here's the thing is, and this is what kills me about our society today. Okay, everybody's a tough guy. Everybody, talks a bunch of crap until the time comes when somebody steps up and says, okay, that's it. And then they want to cry and complain to somebody else. And this is not fair. And how can they do this? This is not right. That's our society today. And that's what's happening. The protesters in Toronto, here in the United States, you know, if you want to make a difference, then why are you here? Why are you not back in Palestine making a difference? That's just, that's my point. So, a couple other things I wanted to talk about on this too. Let's see. Oh, and this is one that kills me. Palestine's president, he wants Israel to be charged with war crimes, and put on international courts. I'm like, you know, it's okay that they do whatever they do, but when somebody slaps them, they don't like it. You know what I mean? It's amazing me. It's amazing to me. Britain should have given up their country. Hey, you know what? They owned it at the time, so they were able to do what they did. So, who's reptilian? Somebody's saying Chris Vincent saying they're reptilian. Look it up. The New World Order. I have no idea what he's talking about, but that's okay. Let's see. Oh, so here's another one. Russia warns Israel that it won't tolerate more civilian casualties in the Gaza conflict. So, you have, of course, they had the UN, and we didn't get on board with the UN. And, we basically, the U.S. tried to, do it more diplomatically, but with Biden getting out there and saying what he said, guys, I'm going to tell you what, as our leader, he is weak, weak, weak. I'm sorry if you're a Biden supporter, that's fine. You can think whatever you want, but that guy's got no stones. He doesn't, and the rest of the world knows it. The guy can't even finish a sentence. I mean, come on, realistically, So, let's see. Joan Long said, "Won't sit here and listen to the bashing of Palestine." Oh, hold a second. I want to read this. See what she said here. Maybe you would feel different if your grandma lived in Palestine. Rashida Tlaib is my absolute favorite congressperson, free Palestine. What? Hey, you know what? Whatever. You can think whatever you want. She's, when you see, here's what I have a problem with, okay? This is the United States of America. Number one, the language in the United States of America is English, okay? It pisses me off when I have to, on a phone, press 1 for English and 2 for Spanish. It's not a Spanish-speaking country. This is an English-speaking country. If you come here and you want to live in America, you need to learn how to speak English. That's my opinion. I'm giving you my opinion, okay? When you have these people They get out of these third world countries that are cesspools and all kinds of issues, and then they come here and they want to turn this into the same thing that they left. That makes no sense to me. No sense to me. It's just like people mass exiting New York City, people mass exiting California. Okay. So who's leaving realistically? A lot of the people that are leaving are the wealthier people who have the liberal mindset. I mean, let's be realistic about it. But the problem is they take that mindset with them wherever they move to and try to push those views on those areas. Well, that doesn't make sense. If it didn't work where you were, why would you try to push that onto an area where you're going to now? Does that make any kind of sense? To me, it doesn't. It doesn't make any kind of sense at all. Let's see. One of the great things about is America, you're free to leave anytime. Exactly. Yep. If you don't like it here, hit the road, take off, go back to where you originally were from. If you don't like it, it amazes me. The squad, Talib, Omar. You know what? Where you came from, and it was bad there, and then you want to come here and try to turn this into the same thing. It makes no sense to me. I don't get that at all. Yeah, they want their cake and eat it too. You're exactly right. So anyway, guys, we got 721 in the chat. We're at 307 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel, and I thank you ahead of time for doing that. Also, again, it really helps with the algorithm, so thank you for that reason as well. It really pushes us up higher in the ranking with the interaction. Also, I'd like to see a lot of thumbs up. We got Mountain Kayaker. Thank you for reminding us we are an English-speaking country. Many legal immigrants learn to speak English. Yeah, they absolutely do. And thank you very much for the donation, and you're 100% right. I'll tell you a story here in a second. But, again, you know what? You can support whoever you want to. I respect everybody's right to support whatever side of the conflict you want to support is fine. That's your right to support that. But, you also better understand, you screw around with Israel and they're going to spank you, period. They don't play around. Israel's not like the United States. We fight wars with one hand tied behind our back. We screw around. We play games. We're always trying to kiss everybody's behind. We need to be more like Israel. That's my opinion. If you're at war with somebody, you go in there, and I'm a big believer in a scorched earth policy. You go in, here's the line. Everybody on that side of the line is the enemy, and you just clean them out. Clean them out. Take it over, and then guess what? You're never going to have an issue there again. That's the way I would do it. But that's just me. Call me extreme. That's just how I feel. Sorry if I just don't like to see Americans die unnecessarily for nothing. That's my opinion on that. So if we're going to go in, do it the right way. Be more like Israel. They don't screw around. They're going to come in there. They're going to kick butt. They're going to take names, and that's it. And, if your feelings get hurt, they don't care. They don't care, So, but, yeah, that's, I like this. P2E says, I stand for no country but the U.S. Let them sort it out. Right. Yeah, it's their problem. That's not our problem. That's not our problem. It has nothing to do with us. Again, if you were attacking our country, we would defend ourselves. It doesn't matter what the international community says, whose feelings got hurt, or that we would defend ourselves, period. End of story. Okay. So why is Israel different? Why do they have to, go to a different standard with an enemy that is their sole mission is to destroy Israel? So you explain that to me. I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. So, and if you don't like that, like I said, that's, perfectly okay. You have the right to your opinion. So, let's see what we got here. Mossad is one bad agency. Mossad is no joke. They are people that they don't care. They do what they have to do, and they're very good at what they do. So yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, it's I got something else I wanted to talk to you guys about, which I thought, and of course, because of all this stuff going on over there with Israel, these other things are not so much always talked about. So we had a destroyer go through the Taiwan Strait, okay? And China was not happy about that because they claim that for themselves, and because we are supporting Taiwan. Taiwan wants her independence, and China has basically said that if China or Taiwan tries to gain their independence from mainland China, they would consider that an act of war. Okay, Taiwan doesn't want to be part of China. They don't. So, and they haven't really been for a long time. So, there's no cats in the house right now. It's a beautiful day out. They've been out all day. Yeah, Omar is a Somali pirate. That's about right too. That is about right. Yeah, that's why her feelings got hurt because Talib was her favorite. Yeah, she's horrible. She really is. I can't believe we have these type of people in our government. You know, it is amazing to me. Let's see. Yeah, I'm sorry. No kitties in here right now. The dogs are all here, but no cats. Dogs are always with me though. Uh, all governments are evil. They fund both sides of and condemn one while funding it. Oh yeah, somebody's always making money. Okay, so I want you to think about who is the biggest arms dealer to Israel. We are. They get all their stuff from us. So they get the best of the best stuff. It just that's just the way it goes. So them taking care of business over there, we're making money. That's the reality of it. Yeah, that's what the liberal immigration and illegal immigration will get you. Yep, absolutely. Talib and her henchmen. That's right. I agree with you 100%. And then you got that Omar. Didn't she marry her own brother or something like that? One of them did. One of them married their own cousin or brother or something. But that's okay. They can do whatever they want, you know. But I'm trying to look and see what you guys. You look like you've lost weight. Yes, I actually have. I'm down about 20 pounds. So thank you very much for saying that. Yeah, it was Omar that married her own brother. It was her own brother, wasn't it? Yeah, and they do this so they can get more of these people into our country. But she never kissed him on the lips. Oh, well, that makes all the difference in the world. I don't understand. I really truly don't understand. If you want to get away from crappy countries and you want to have freedom and all the opportunities in a country like the United States or in a country like Canada, okay? A lot of opportunities, land of the free type of thing, the whole 9 yards, right? And then you come here and you want to make it exactly like where you left from. I will never understand that. I just don't. I don't get that at all. It makes no sense to me. So yeah, the title of this video. Oh, Biden is such a joke. I mean, it's sad. Realistically, it's sad. He needs to be medically retired, but then look what we get if he's retired medically. So it's unreal. It is unreal. But yeah, I've been getting well. When you're out, see, it's funny. Like the last couple of days, been a lot of sunshine. I've been outside, and so yeah, you get. I don't like go out and lay in the sun, but if I'm outside, I'm getting the sun, and when I get in the sun, I just get dark. I just get darker. I got that skin tone, so. Yeah, Carmela would be worse. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah, that would be frightening. Hey, Mr. Rose. Jesse Ventura said all U.S. troops shouldn't be further than 500 miles from our borders. And I don't disagree with that at all. I don't. I'm going to tell you what, and I've said this before. I'll say it here again. We are the policemen of the world. That's what the United States is. We are the modern day Rome. And what happened to Rome? Rome crumbled from within. To be honest with you, nobody defeated Rome. They, years and years of war, but infighting, and that's what's happening in our country right now. Hey, Karen. Sorry to interrupt, but you are looking pretty hot. Well, thank you very much, Karen. I appreciate that. And thank you very much for the donation as well. I'll tell you what, I do feel a lot better getting the extra weight off that I've lost. And I got a long way to go, I'll be honest with you, because I'm still fat, but I'm not as fat as I was. So, but I do feel much better. And, my energy level's better. And, like I said, we're doing stuff here all the time, and so it's a good thing. So, but anyway, uh, how does a Norseman tan so well? I just and it's funny because now my mom is very fair skinned. She gets out in the sun and she burns to a crisp, really easy. Heather is fair. My daughter Heather's fair. Eddie's like me, he's dark. Eddie gets out in the sun like that, he tans. So it's just like Becky said to me yesterday. She goes, "Man, you really got a lot of sun today." I go, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah, you're really red." I go, "It just goes to tan. It doesn't hurt." And so that's, I get that initial, if I get out there a little bit and get a little bit of sun, it just goes. I just get darker and darker. So, and then with riding on top of it, when you're on the bike, like this is what I wore today. I had my muscle shirt on when I was riding. So, you know, and yes, I did ride today. 85 degrees. You better believe I was out riding today. So, but I was taking care of business. But I rode my bike to take care of the business. So that was fun. And it's funny. It's like all throughout my life, people have always thought I was Italian. I have no Italian in me at all. But I definitely, like when I had my hair, I would wear my hair slicked back. Everybody thought I was Italian. Hey, North Shore Preparedness. Hey, Ed, I'm a dude, but I don't find you attractive at all. But you are looking better, brother. Well, thank you, man. I'm glad that you don't find me attractive. I appreciate that. But no, I definitely feel better. I do. And when I'm putting on pants and they're a lot looser, that makes me feel really good too. Hey, Mountain Kayaker. Hey, I'm sure you heard that Governor Whitmore is trying to shut down the Canadian pipeline. What the heck? Yes, I talked about that. I did a video about that, and yeah, it's just again, and when you have in that pipeline supplies half of the oil for Quebec and Ontario provinces in Canada, and she wants them to shut it down when it's not leaking. And they've already got in plans to put in a $500 million tunnel to pipe the under in the tunnel instead. Again, it's all about games control, how they can ship the oil alternatively. Like I said, when I talked about that, I would say look who controls the rail cars that would have to ship that oil. That's what I would look at and see what their connection with Whitmore is. That's what I would do. So uh yeah, why is it that our people are fired for telling the truth but not lies? Well, I don't know if you saw this one, and I'm sure you guys did. You guys know who Joe Rogan is. And when Joe Rogan was saying that, and I love this because Joe Rogan just says it like it is, which I love that about him. And because that's how I am, I just say it like it is. But he was saying because of our cancel culture that we have in this country, in the political correctness and everything like that, if things continue to go the way they are, if you are a straight white male, you will have no say so. And I thought that was absolutely 100% spot on. Number one, I felt that. And he was viciously attacked because he said that. So again, when somebody's saying if you tell the truth, you're attacked or you're fired, unbelievable. I want to go back to something else too, and I want to talk about this because the video just was brought up recently, and we're going to go to the supposed riots of the Capitol. Okay, and there it is on video with the protesters in there, and they're talking with the Capitol Police inside there. and the Capitol Police are saying, please just be respectful. Don't destroy anything. And they were letting them be in there. Okay. And again, I said this before, a complete setup to try to discredit people. And the worst part is people were their own worst enemies, taking pictures, sitting at Pelosi's desk, out there in outlandish outfits, so that you were easily identified. And then, they went and they arrested a whole bunch of people and then, called it a riot and insurrection and everything else. People have lost their jobs over that. Police officers have been fired, lost their jobs because they were there, posted pictures of being there on social media. Insane. But if you are part of BLM or Antifa, you're able to loot, burn, beat people up, steal everything that's not nailed down, and that's perfectly acceptable. Unbelievable. I don't get it. Personally, I don't get it. And of course, if you're a scumbag criminal, heaven forbid that the police do their job, you're the victim. That's awesome as well. I just think that that's great, When you take people like Floyd, who was a career criminal who had been in and out of prison his whole life, and now he's the poster boy of that. I saw a sign that somebody said, "Stop killing us." We don't have to worry about that. You're doing such a great job of killing each other. We don't have to worry about that. Look at any weekend in Chicago, New York City, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Maryland. I can go on and on and on, city after city, Los Angeles, California, San Diego, California. You look at any one of those cities, you are doing a great job of killing each other because it is black on black crime. So, that's who you should be protesting. Black males is what you should. If Antifa was really gave a crap about black people, they would be protesting black males because that is who is killing each other. Kansas City, thank you. Cincinnati, yeah, we can just keep going on and on. Any major city, they are killing each other left, right, and center. But that's okay. That's perfectly acceptable. That's fine. And how dare you say that? How dare you say that? When you have these businesses and you have companies and they're vilifying white people, that now white people are the evil people, we're the bad people, it's ridiculous. You always got to have somebody be the bad guy. So, we're the easy target, and, that's fine. So, again, to each their own. So, the state with the lowest cost of living in America is Kentucky at $40K a year. To make $40K a year at 40 hours a week, 52 weeks. Hold on a second. One must make $19 an hour. Not nearly enough. Jobs pay even close. Yeah, no, the average jobs are not that. Never have been. So, like I said, guys, I will tell you, and I will continue to say this over and over and over again. Continue to prep, continue to get ready. We never know what's going to happen. There is, the insanity is real. When people doing the right thing are vilified and scumbags are glorified, there's an issue. And that's, the guy who was sitting at Pelosi's office should have sprayed all fart spray in her. Oh my God. Yeah, that stuff is bad. I've heard that stuff. I've never seen it, but I've heard it's really, really bad. So, okay. So let's do a couple things real quick. I'm going to ask for another thumbs up. We're almost at 800 people in the chat. We're at 462 on the thumbs up. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to do that to please show support for the channel, and thank you ahead of time. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction we have, it's better for the channel. So I thank you for that reason as well. Also, again, I really like to see a lot of thumbs up is the third reason. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So thank you for that as well. All right, so egg count. Let us do that right now. So what do you guys think the egg count was today? Give you guys a minute to get your guesses out there. All right, so I'll tell you too. Yesterday was 10 eggs yesterday. I don't think I ever told you guys what we got yesterday. The day before that, I think we had 8. But if you had the same exact guess as Gen F with 11 eggs today, then you are 100% correct. Really good egg production the last 2 days. It's been sunny, beautiful, and the chickens have responded in kind. They are laying. So 11 eggs today. So good amount of eggs. So really quickly, I want to talk about my website, preparedness1.com. We have the Preparedness 1 community there, which is a great resource to connect with like-minded people. So definitely take advantage of that. You do have to register, but no credit card information is asked. It's very private. Go in there, check out the message boards. If you're trying to connect with people in your state or your country, that resource is there for you guys. Also, we have the Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store. If you go to my website, preparedness1.com, you will see their logo for Forefathers. You click on that. It will take you to their website. If you decide to make a purchase of a CBD or hemp product, make sure you use the discount code PrepperNurse1. You will save yourself 15% on your purchase if you do so. So definitely take advantage of that as well. Also on my website, we have the Legacy freeze-dried foods. I'm going to be doing a sale real soon here, guys. Just to give you a heads up, I'll probably do like a 2-week sale coming up. You never know; it might be starting on Friday. Could be. So we will see what happens with that. But we have the Legacy freeze-dried food, which is a long-term food storage. It's a 25-year shelf life. So again, if you go to my website, preparedness1.com, you click on store, it will drop down. You'll see Legacy. You click on that. What we have available is there. So definitely take advantage of that. It is the largest portion size of any of the other freeze-dried food companies, and also GMO-free. It is also vegan. Meat options are available with beef and chicken. Also, let's see what else. Oh, gluten-free options are also available as well. So again, maybe this Friday there may be a sale starting with the Legacy freeze-dried foods. So you might want to wait till Friday to take advantage of that. Just putting it out there. So anyway, so that is that. But yeah, it's just it is amazing to me that when you have, and we're going to go back to the whole Israel thing real quick. When you have a country that is absolutely surrounded by people that hate them, that want them all dead, all of them. They don't care, men, women, and children. They want them all dead. But when that country fights back and defends itself, all right, then the aggressors play the victim. It is absolutely amazing, and that's our society today in a nutshell. You have, you know, all these groups of people that are going to go out there and they're going to, it's just like with these protesters getting in police officers' faces and screaming and stuff like that. I'm going to tell you what, to me, we have a personal space. Everybody's got a personal space. If you get up into my face, like here, and screaming in my face, you're probably going to get headbutted is probably what's going to happen. I'll be 100% honest with you. Don't come up in my personal space and think that it's okay to act like a fool and not have something happen to you. If you're aggressive, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to come up into your face. I'm not going to come up into your personal space and act like that. But our society now, people think that it is okay to act that way. It is okay to scream and yell in people's faces and belittle them and act like idiots, and that they should have no consequences for their actions. There is always consequences for your actions. Remember that, because that's important. Did you hear about the fake out ground invasion so they could bomb the tunnels? Yes, RV sources. I did see that. I thought that was brilliant. What they did, uh, Israel put out that they were going to be doing this ground invasion. So all these people over in the Gaza Strip, the fighters of there, ran into the tunnels because they were going to, pop up and attack the Israeli forces, the ground forces as they came. And Israel had no intention of putting their ground troops in there and bombed those tunnels instead. There you go. So now you don't have the children. You can't claim that the children were, being the victims when they did that. I thought that was brilliant. I'm going to tell you what, they're no joke. Israel is no joke. So, but that's just, it's amazing to me. It's amazing. But like I said, they're oh yeah, I saw that too. Biden says, okay, so unvaccinated people will pay the price. Is that a veiled threat, or is he threatening people? I just unbelievable. It again. I'll just say this because I truly don't get it. Why the push so hard with something that has such a high cure rate or a survival rate? Why the push? That would be my question. It makes me go, yeah, no. So, oh, and Thick Neck did lay today too, by the way, and she laid yesterday as well. Puppies are, well, they're off to the side and they're down over here. You can't really see them, and they're being mellow, so I'm going to let them be mellow. So, you guys get to see them all the time. Well, to me, you know what it is. Mary Beth says it's their mission to jab us. I think it's about control. And again, somebody's making a ton of money. Somebody's always making a ton of money with those type of stuff. So, Chris Vincent said there's more to it than we know, and I don't disagree with that either. Like I said, I don't trust them. I don't trust them. So, to each their own. If you again, you want to get it, knock yourself out, go get it. If you don't want to get it, that's your choice too. But there shouldn't have to be us and them again. The separation, which they do constantly. You know what? Again, and I want to mention this because I really do think this is important. SHTF is hitting, right? Boom, it's here. People are in desperate straits because so many people are unprepared. And that's probably, if you want to be frightened and you want to be scared, be afraid of that. Be afraid of the unprepared because they way outnumber the prepared, okay? So SHTF has happened and you're in dire straits and you're looking for help. And so you go to this house and these people in this house are offering you assistance. Now I'm going to ask you this question. Are you going to say to them, well, wait a minute, before I accept this help from you, what's your religious affiliation? What race are you? And what are your political beliefs? No, you're not going to do that. You're not going to care what color that person is. You're not going to care what religion that person is. You're not going to care what their political affiliation is. If somebody is offering you help and you are in a situation where you need help, you're going to take the help and you're going to be grateful for it, as you should be, regardless of where it comes from. Remember that. All this nonsense that is continuously put out there in the media, social media, and everything else, okay? All this nonsense is perpetuated out there to keep us divided, to keep us fighting. It's just like the whole situation with all these celebrities either coming out as homosexual or bisexual or trans or non-binary, which that I don't get that either. I don't understand it. It's not my business. I don't care. You can identify with whatever you want to identify as. It does make no difference to me because guess what effect it has on me? None. I don't care. Okay. So you could identify as an eggplant. If that's what you identify as, then that's great. Oh, here's the one I just saw recently, which I thought was very, very funny. Somebody says, well, I identify as vaccinated. And I thought that was hilarious. So just so you know. But again, if you want to be an eggplant, identify as an eggplant. That is perfectly acceptable. It is okay in our society. You know, if you would like to be a yellow squash instead of an eggplant, well, then go ahead and identify as a yellow squash. That is okay. So I just, you know what? How about this? I'm a human being, and I just happen to be a male human being. You know how I know? I look down here and I can tell. So, but it's nuts. Our whole, and here's the, okay, so here's one I saw today, and this killed me. So some celebrity, and I don't even know who she is because I don't care who these people are. She is, of course, on her Instagram talking about how she's bisexual. Okay, but she's been married to a man since 2010, right? And so she's being attacked, and you, like I said, literally, you can't make this up. She's being attacked for not being gay enough. Really? Now you got to have the categories of, well, no, I'm gayer than you. No, I'm really gay. Listen, and again, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again and again. I don't care who you sleep with. You don't have to announce it to me. You don't have to announce it to the world. It makes no difference to me. What two consenting adults, notice how I say consenting adults, do behind closed doors is nobody's business but their own. And that's where I stand with that. East Tennessee Preparedness says, I identify as fully vaccinated. Me too. I know. It's amazing how that works. So, right. Why do we need to know another person's sexual direction? Right. Keep it to yourself. Exactly. You know what? Sleep with who you want to sleep with. Do what you got to do. Who cares? Who cares? So, oh, you know what? I did see that. Cuomo gets his book deal. Did you see that? He's getting $5 million for his book to talk about the response and the whole thing about the virus with New York City. Now I wonder how in this story is he going to talk about how he is directly responsible for the death of 15,000 nursing home patients. I wonder if he's going to talk about that in there. Probably not, I'm thinking. Probably not. How he forced upstate nursing homes to take people with the virus, and didn't have the right to refuse, which caused a lot more deaths. I wonder if he's going to talk about that. I bet he doesn't. Hey, Ed, since you won't tell your taxes, can you tell? Hold on a second. I got to see this. Hold on. Since you won't tell us your taxes, could you tell us how much your electric bill is? Yes, I can tell you that, Big Bear Preps. My electric bill is zero. That's a bill I can tell you. My water bill is zero. Yeah, when that person asked that, I'm like, how intrusive is that? I mean, yeah. People are unbelievable. That has kind of calmed down. Mountain Kayaker, he says, is Cuomo still pushing the passport nonsense? That's quieted down because that opens up such a can of worms, and I think that they're gonna have a hard time making that happen. Again, all of you out there, if they try to push that type of stuff, that goes against the HIPAA laws. It really does, for privacy and stuff like that. Like I said, again, if you want to get the flu shot every year and you believe in the flu shot, even though it's only like 10% effective, knock yourself out. If you want to get vaccinated with this, then go ahead, even though you probably will still get the virus or could still get the virus. They've even said that. How many people have still gotten it after they were getting the shot? It's amazing me. Let's see. Question here. What is the pay down for your electric over 5 years? Well, realistically, different parts of the country, gas and electric bills are different. I know that, okay, I'll give you an example. When I lived in Rochester, New York, during the wintertime, your gas and electric bill was probably $200 to $250 a month, in that range, depending on how big your house was. Okay. Summertime, it'd be a little bit less, maybe about 150 a month. Okay. But I remember there was one January where I got my gas and electric bill, which for me, it was normally around 200 a month. And I got a $600 bill in January that particular year. And they used whatever excuse that they used to jam everybody's gas and electric bill up. And then they were so generous to said that we could pay it over several months. But again, you know, to me, not having that bill, I know Becky was talking about how much their bill was where they were at, and it was quite expensive. So, I mean, I've had people say, "Oh, well, my gas and electric bill is only, $40 a month." Well, good for you. But here's two things I will guarantee you. I will guarantee you, every year your gas and electric bill is going to go up. It's never going to go down. It's always going to go up. And if you don't pay that bill, guaranteed. Now, two guarantees. That's one. And if you don't pay that bill, they're going to shut your power off. Those are the two guarantees that I will guarantee you will happen. With having my own independent power supply, I don't have those issues. Nobody's shutting me off because it's mine, and I don't get a bill. So, yeah, do I have to put out that initial investment? Absolutely. I'll give you an example of something else. I have a gentleman that lives on the other side of the valley from me. His initial investment was $72,000, okay? He's grid tied. He has, how many does he have? 52. I think he has 52 250 watt solar panels. He has 3 arrays, okay? Now, he has to pay taxes, connection fees, all that type of stuff every month. So his monthly bill is about $43 a month. So it ends up being about $500 a year for that part of it. Once a year, he gets a check for $6,800 from the power company because they have to buy his power and then they sell it back to him actually for a higher rate. That's how they do it. They pay a lower rate when they buy it from you. Okay. But so he gets a check once a year. So his buyback time on that system, his $72,000 investment, I believe was 11 and a half years was for him. And that's, because he shared that information with me. So again, if you can afford to do that and you want to be grid tied and do all that type of stuff, now I did encourage him to have a transfer switch, to have his own battery bank, because the problem with being grid tied, if the system goes down, your power is shut down as well. And the reason is they don't want that power feeding into the system. And so when the linemen are up working on the lines, that they get electrocuted and killed. Okay. So that's why that happens. So if you are grid tied and the power grid goes down, you lose your power as well. So just a little information. Me being an independent system, my power never goes down unless something happens in my system. And then we just have to fix it. Ed, I live in a town that if they turn off your power, it was $200 to turn it off and a $20 late charge and another $200 to turn it back on. Yeah, you know what? And that's another way that they do it to people as well. And then on top of that, what they'll do, if your power is shut off in your house, now your house is condemned because you have to be connected and have power to have a certificate of occupancy. So it's just another catch-22 to keep you in control, to keep you tied to that system. And that happens constantly. So, yeah, and that's common all over the country. Absolutely. My ex-brother-in-law was the guy that would go and he would shut your power off. That was his job. So he had somebody that was with him all the time for security reasons, because he's climbing up on a pole and shutting people's power off because they didn't pay their bill. So, and there is a fee for that. And there's, the late fee for not having your bill paid on time. And then, of course, when you want to have your power turned back on, there's that fee as well. So they're going to get you coming and going. So, all right. I pay an average $100 a month for natural gas. That's cool, Mary. See, that's not horrible at all. Total cost for my solar system is approximately $3,500 for 1,500 watt panels and equipment. And there's nothing wrong with that. And here's the thing. I want you guys to understand something, okay? It depends on what you're running how much it's wants and needs. It always comes down to wants and needs. Do you want to be able to run everything that you ran before? Then your system's going to cost you more money. You need to upgrade things. You need to look at what works and what doesn't. You know what I mean? So, that's a big part of it. So you have to look at that situation. Every situation is different. If you are a single guy by yourself, you don't need a big, huge system. You might not want a big, huge system. You want enough to get you what you need to have. But again, when I started this journey, my ultimate goal was, and I've always explained this to people, because people have a misconception when you say that you live off grid. They think that you live in a shack with no running water and no power. That's a misconception that happens a lot. And what I try to explain to people, I want everything everybody else has, power wise, whatever amenities, air conditioning, if I want that, whatever the case may be. I just didn't want to pay somebody else to get it. That was my big thing. And so, being independent and having my own system, it makes me feel really good because, again, I don't get a monthly bill. I don't get the line charge for the line that runs into my house that they charge you $15 a month or whatever the case may be. I don't get that miscellaneous charge. That one used to drive me insane for 98 cents or 96 cents, whatever it was. I don't remember now, but it was I think it was 96. But every month there was that miscellaneous was right on your bill, 96 cents. Well, you change, if you have a million people that are getting power from that company, okay, there's $1 million a month. That's $12 million a year. For what? For miscellaneous? So again, that's what happens. And that's how they get rich. And they do. They're not in it because they're not making money. So, again, when it comes to having a power system, what I would suggest to people, if you want to try going independent with solar, start small. Have one room of your house that you have wired independently into a small solar system, and try to spend a lot of your time in that room using those lights, the TV or whatever you're going to use and stuff like that, and try that out and go from there, and then you can always expand it, and you can always go, we didn't start out with what I have now. If you guys, anybody watching the channel for any length of time knows, I started out with a very small, 750 watts is what I started out with. And, we didn't have a solar rack like we do now. We've only had the solar rack for 2 years. So again, it always comes down to what you're comfortable with, what you're willing to sacrifice to get to that long-term goal. And, and that's what we've done. We've developed it and worked it over time. And everything that's happened here at the homestead, it didn't happen overnight. It took time and, and a lot of hard work. Ed, have you thought about inviting other YouTube preppers as a guest? Yes, we are definitely, okay. So Angry Prepper plans on coming. He's in the process of talking to the other guy that he was talking that he might go to that thing. I told him, just so you guys know, the other guy, he didn't have a tremendous amount of people with, it was Wilderness First Aid or something like that. I said, have him bring it here and do it at the prepper event. So then that way that's an option for people to check out if they want to see that and do that, okay? So he's in the works of figuring that out, but he said he plans on coming, okay? So Angry Prepper says he plans on coming. Joe from St. Bernard Acres absolutely said he's on board. He plans on coming. I still have other people that I have to reach out to. Like I said, again, today, I was down talking to the hotel in town and getting that set up so that people could save money if they want to stay in a hotel. And I got that set up. I talked about that in the beginning of this video. So if you didn't see that, definitely, can your solar panels withstand hail? Yeah, small hail, yeah. If you have, baseball size hail or something like that, I don't think anybody's panels can hold up to that. But, yeah, But anyway, so, I was setting that up. I got the T-shirts ordered today. Those T-shirts, I'll have them in here, I think June 2nd. They said that I'll have my T-shirts in. and those will be available at the prepper get together. So I'll have those there. So yeah, it's just like I said, we're gonna have fun, and hopefully we can get a lot of people to come, and if you want to come for the day and just come and hang out for a day, more than welcome to do so. If you want to come and stay all 3 days, you're more than welcome to do that as well. So I think we're just gonna have a lot of fun, and we're gonna go from there. So, but yeah, I got to reach out to some other preppers as well, and talk with them. So let's talk about backup plan on hail. I got a backup generator, so that's we always have the backup generator for that emergency if we had to use that to charge the batteries. Because if hail happened, it's not going to hurt the batteries because they're in the battery room. So the Weather Channel just reported a hurricane system heading to the New York coast in the next few days. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm glad I don't live on the coast. So, I got to tell you this here, and this is something that I just okay. So, I live in New York, as you guys know. Channel 13 News is one of the channels that is the local channels here in upstate New York. Glenn Johnson is the weatherman. He's been the weatherman at Channel 13 for like 36 years. Started out, he would do weekends, and then, he worked his way up. And then Bill Peterson retired. Bill Peterson was an awesome weatherman. He was with Channel 13 for he retired. Glenn Johnson took over as the head weatherman. After 36 years of being the weatherman for Channel 13, he's a budget cut. A budget cut. So in other words, they didn't want to pay him. And so he's leaving after 36 years of being a weatherman up here. And I just from you can tell a person's personality a lot of times by the way that they act and stuff like that. And you can just see that he's a very genuine person. Okay. Never full of himself, just a genuinely decent person. And I'm like, how do you just do that to somebody? But that I'm telling you right now, businesses could care less about people. Whatever you work for, whatever company you work for, if you think that they give a crap about you, if you die, you'll be replaced with inside of 2 weeks. If they decide they don't want you anymore, you're gone. Period. That's it. They don't give you a 2-week notice when they fire you, do you? Or do they? You know what I mean? So think about that too. That's something just to contemplate. So anyway, real quickly, I want to do some shout outs really quickly. Obviously, Angry Prepper down in New York City, Alaskan Prepper, Magic Prepper out in North Dakota, also Southern Prepper 1, he's down in South Carolina. We have My Self-Reliance with Sean James up in Canada, also my buddy Icky Can up in Canada as well. Bizza Jizza is another channel, obviously. He's got the great series. Just hasn't put up anything in a few weeks, and I'm sure he's going to get back to that hopefully very soon. Also, Marfugal News, love Marfugal News. Doug and Stacy, another good channel. There's so many good channels out there. Boss of the Swamp, I like Boss of the Swamp. And, there is a lot of great channels out there. I encourage you guys to go subscribe. Tell them Prepper Nurse 1 sent you. Expanding your information, looking at different viewpoints on how stuff. Green Greg's is another one, really quickly, and looking at these people and seeing their perspective on things. Everybody looks at things differently, depending on what part of the country you're in. If you live in the South, you're going to look at things differently than somebody that lives in the North, like myself. That's just Gray Man Prepping. Yep, another very good channel. So yeah, go show these people some love, guys. Show them some support, and it is there's some really, really good channels out there. The Oppenheimer Ranch Project is another one. I love Diamond. Very, very straight up, no BS with him whatsoever. And so let's see. For those who cannot attend but want a T-shirt, where can we get one? We will we will probably do something afterwards. What I may do is I might do some I'm definitely going to give away some T-shirts at the Prepper Get Together, so that will definitely be there as well. Okay, so we'll figure that out, JJ. I'm not sure what we're going to do as far as that goes yet, but I do have to get T-shirts back on the website as well. I promise that will be happening. But again, these T-shirts are basically exclusively for the Prepper Get Together. You know what I mean? Because it's like if you're at the Prepper Get Together, you want that T-shirt. It shows that you were there. So if you bought the T-shirt later, you weren't there, but you got a T-shirt that says you were. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. So you know, yes, Heather will be at the Prepper Fest. Yep, she sure will. Yep. So, but yeah, Diamond and Green Greg's very smart, no BS. Absolutely. And I like that. Sean James is a master builder. My buddy Icky Can up in Canada is a fantastic builder as well. If he's going to be doing some projects this year, I would definitely pay attention to that because unbelievably talented. Just like Sean James. I mean, guy's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, but do we have to make reservations? What I would ask you guys, as far as the Prepper Get Together, okay, if you plan on attending, shoot me an email. Let me know that you're coming, how many in your party that are going to be there, and we can go from there because it just gives me a kind of a rough number that I can let them know how many people we're going to have at the camp. Okay. Also, no pets at the get together. Just putting that out there ahead of time. Okay. What do you think happened with YouTube last night? I don't even know anything happened with YouTube last night. I had no idea anything did happen. So I can't tell you. I have no idea. So, oh yeah, Canadian Prepper is another good channel. Absolutely. There guys, there's so many out there. I just was just trying to hit some highlights and talk about a few, but there's a tremendous amount of really, really good channels out there. Let's see. Oh, the internet was. I have no. I didn't even know it was down. So, what do we got here? Variants coming from people who wear vax. I don't know about that, Jan. I have no idea. No idea. The internet shut down across the country. Look it up. No media talking about it. Well, I'm going to tell you what, like I said, and we talked about a little bit about that before. There's a tremendous amount of issues. We are highly, highly susceptible to attack via the grid being attacked, the internet, that type of stuff. A lot of things happening with that. So very, very scary. Very, very scary. So anyway, let's do this really quickly because we're running out of time because the time flies by every time we do one of these streams. We are Legion because we are many. Then a good Legion, not the bad biblical Legion, okay? Just putting that out there ahead of time. Where is everybody from tonight? We're a huge family, guys. Where is everybody from? Let's see. Southern Oregon, Kansas, Montreal, Canada. We have London, North Carolina, Beech Grove, Indiana, Hudson, Florida, Oshawa, Ontario, Canada, Indiana, California, BC, Canada, Pittsburgh, PA, Memphis, Tennessee, Maryland, Iowa, Nowhere, Oklahoma, New Zealand, Reno, Nevada, Houston, Texas, Oklahoma again, East Central Illinois, North Carolina, Hudson Valley, New York, Troy, Vermont, Eastern Oregon, Illinois, San Diego in the mountains. San Diego in the mountains? Maybe I read that wrong. I don't know. Alabama, Alberta, Canada. Let's see. We have Iowa, Homestead, Florida, Endicott, New York, Orlando, Florida, Texas, Northern California, Apollo, Pennsylvania, New Mexico, Idaho, Central Pennsylvania, Southwest Ohio, San Antonio, Texas, Quebec, Canada. Very nice. Salem, Ohio, New Mexico, Eugene, Oregon. We have Virginia. Let's see, Greece, New York, Troy, North Carolina. We have North Central Pennsylvania. OK, Oklahoma. Eugene, Oregon. Dublin, Ohio. Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. Piedmont, Alabama. San Antonio, Texas. Eastern Tennessee. The UP of Michigan, very nice. That's the Upper Peninsula for those of you that do not know. Franklin County, Ohio. Eugene, Oregon. Catskill Mountains in New York. Northern New Hampshire. Franklin County, Ohio again. Gatlin, Pennsylvania. San Diego. Fort Worth, Texas. Quebec, Canada. So again, guys, we are all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge network. We're a huge family. And again, we are the ones that are awake. We are the ones that are ready. We are the ones that can make a difference now and in a post-event. There is going to be a lot of victims in a post-event. There's going to be a lot of people that feel entitled to take whatever they want in a post-event, sadly. That is the mindset with some people. But, do the best you can. Try to help those that you can. Again, I always think, like I said, there's going to be a lot of kids that are going to need a lot of help in a post-event. And so, we need to be the ones there for them, to give them support, to guide them, to keep them safe. There's going to be a tremendous amount of predators in a post-event. And until they are weeded out, which they will be in time by decent people, there's going to be a lot of issues. So, I mean, you watch The Walking Dead, it kind of gives you an idea how people are going to act. It's going to be us and them, just like it is now. Imagine that. But again, you're going to have people that did nothing to prepare, are going to be pissed at the people that did prepare and feel entitled to take what they want. Everybody will justify what they do in their own mind in that post-event. I'm just telling you that right now. So if you can put yourself in a situation where you can be ready, you can have good people in your group to help support you with what you're doing, that's the way to go. It really, really is. And it can make, it can make all the difference in the world. Any progress on Heather's school jab? I just actually got an email from them today, and so I will be following up on that. I will keep you guys abreast on that, of what that is about with that. Again, I'm telling you right now, Heather will not be getting any kind of vaccination. So we will be opting out of that for her come the fall. So that definitely, I don't see where, unless it's school, and so I was talking with her today about that. And I said, even if the school said we will take full responsibility or liability if something happens by forcing your child to have that, I still wouldn't let him get it, or still wouldn't let her get it, because I don't want to have something happen to my kid. I'm not taking that chance. And again, that's a personal choice. Either you do it or you don't do it. For them to say that you have to do it to be able to attend, that's crap. Okay. Who are they to determine what you should or should not do with your own health? Especially in her age group, when, my goodness, her only chances of survival if she gets the virus is 99.9%. Oh my God. We better do something about that. Stupid. But of course, what does the manipulation in the media say? You're doing it for everybody else. You're doing it for the greater good. You're doing your part. Well, guess what? Not happening. Yeah, how do you fix death or disabled? Exactly. How do you fix life-changing things that are happening to people? No, thank you. Not taking that chance, especially when they're perfectly healthy. So that's an issue in my opinion. So. If you need a letter from a lawyer, I can send you a copy. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. So, who's the leader of the pack that's made for me and you? What's that from? Oh my God, I know exactly what that is too. I know. Was that the Mickey Mouse Club? That was the Mickey Mouse Club, wasn't it? I think so. JJ, come on. Is that the Mickey Mouse Club? It's got to be. Because I remember that. Remember that. It absolutely is. I remember. Yeah, absolutely it is. That's funny. Yep. Mickey Mouse. Okay, sorry. I had to get the MMR for college in the 90s. Oh, as a nurse, I had to get the MMR. They tested me to see if I had the antibodies, and I ended up, yeah, the Mickey Mouse Club. I thought it was. It's like as soon as I saw that he put that up there, I was like, okay, I know what that is. That is so funny. It's an interesting world, folks. We are in a major cancel culture. If you are not politically correct, which I never will be, you can be attacked for your stance and speaking your mind and having an opinion, which is very, very sad, but it happens. So, but anyway, I want to thank my moderators for keeping the chat clean. You guys are awesome. Thank you for doing what you do. I appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen, that come in here stream after stream and take care of things for me. I do appreciate that. Also, I want to thank you all for being here, because without you guys being here, then I wouldn't be here. So I do appreciate that as well. Remember, guys, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can focus on that and stop letting them manipulate us, telling us what to think and how to think, keeping us fighting amongst each other over race, religion, and politics, we're going to be in much, much better shape. And we can focus on the real problem, which is big business and government and all that control that we're giving them, handing it to them. And we just say, there you go. Also, remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day, tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important to tell the people every day that you care about how you feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that can stop you from reaching those goals is you. Nobody else can stop you. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine, okay? Hang in there, guys. Keep prepping, keep getting ready. Do the best you can, because when the time comes, again, you are going to have what you have, and that's it. So think about that. Plan accordingly. Plan accordingly. All right? I will see you all tomorrow. I'm picking up Heather tomorrow, so maybe in the second video tomorrow you may see her, and she will definitely be joining me in a live chat on Friday. Okay? So I will see you all later. Have a great day. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.